Hello guys and welcome back to another game. We are on WololoKingdoms yet again, which is just making this game extra sweet for me right now. These new civs, they're just adding so much extra excitement for me. I've been through the tech trees. I'm not sure what I'm going to see. I can make educated guesses on what we're going to see, just judging on style of play from people and kind of on the tech tree mostly. But still, it's absolutely making for some wondrous feats for me. I mean, battle elephants, I barely even knew that was a thing last game. Now, I know they're probably OP as shit. So, what are we going to go into, guys? What are we going to see in this game? WololoKingdoms, Arabia, top player clash. Again, we have two monstrously ranked people in this game at the moment. Not really sure what's going down with them, but we're about to find out. In the blue, we have the living legend. We have Tyrant Daut. He's going to be playing as the Magyars. His opponent for this game in the green, also playing as a Magyar, going to be Liereyy. Now, this player exploded onto the scene, extremely young of age, and I'm surprised he hasn't been picked up by a major team right now. The only reason I can think of that he's not playing for Tyrant right now already is the fact that Tyrant's roster may already be overpopulated, and even that was suggested to me on Twitter. So, who knows what we're going to see in this kind of game. Let's analyze the map, then we'll talk a little bit about the Magyars as civs, try and figure out exactly what's going to go down with them. There's some easy options we can kind of go for. It seems like we could go into a very Hun style of play, but with a few extra key bonuses. So let's have a look at what we've got. Liereyy, main gold on the front, not what you want to see straight away in an Arabia game. Mostly because it means the rush distance between your opponent going to be very quick, and it's going to make it a little bit harder to defend. That said, looking at the way the map's kind of spawned for him though, in a good spot. I mean, he's got tree line here, because we can wall this very easily. Then he's got the natural cliff as well, so going to be a good place to actually defend this one relatively easy. That said, looking across the side of the map here, again, totally wallable. Same goes for the right over here. I would say Liereyy probably has one of the best wall-offable maps I've seen in a long time, especially if he goes across here and here, because it means his wood over here is going to be relatively safe. Same goes for the inside of this one here near the gold. Berries towards the left, and where was his stone pile? Over here on the right. So, Magyars, depending on how far the game goes out, we may need to see some castles come up, because they've actually got some pretty important tech, which is really interesting to keep an eye on. So from there, we can see Daut spawning in a little bit of a crater. So he's got hills on the right and left. You can see this one here has been smoothed down basically by the map generator to give you that kind of option straight away. Lumber is looking pretty good, so he's going to go for back lumber naturally straight away. Always easier to defend. Of course, depending on your map and exactly how that one does spawn in. He has berries at the front. That's not too bad. Berries not really worried about saturation so much. Just because looking at this, he's only going to really have about 3 or 4 villages on this at a time. Any more than that, and something's kind of a little bit out of whack. But the good news is he can split his lumber if he does want to one of these front woods. Apart from that, gold in the back, so looking relatively nice, but we can see some early walls coming up from Daut. As a civilization from the Magyars, if we're going to see a scout opening from them, very effective to get early walls up, just because of the fact that really what can happen is, because your scouts are cheaper, it means you don't need to quite have so many villages on food, so it means you can see an earlier uptime, and that's exactly what we're seeing here from both players now. So we are seeing the wall off go down from Daut, and it looks like no wall off from, oh there we go, he's starting to wall off here, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do see a barracks and a stable get thrown up to try and close this one across here. But overall, lumber split to the back, and are we seeing a split lumber from Daut? No, Daut committing to this back lumber now. So, like I was saying, Magyars is a civ. Probably the big things to really note that we're going to kind of run into here is they have access to the entire real cavalry line. So they've got heavy cavalry archers. I know that's an archer, but you know what I mean. They've got all the way up to paladin, and they've got up to hussar as well. So that puts them in a really good place straight away. Combine that with their free blacksmithing techs for all their attacks, so forging, blast furnace, etc. They're in a really good place to be able to open with cheap scouts, push out with that, do some damage, get up into Castle Age with a little bit of food commitment, then from there, transition into Knights and push out against that. So that's where it's interesting. Straight away, we can see a little bit of difference in the tech. We can see a double bit in Horse Collar going down for Liereyy almost instantly, so he's going to be in a really good eco spot. We can see the stable getting thrown up for Daut, and stable is already up for Liereyy, so Liereyy getting pretty aggressive here, which is quite nice. I'm hoping he's going to be able to get in before the wall up's fully up, because it's looking like Daut is going to be very secure quite soon. Anyway, back to talking about the tactics. From there, the big thing going to be, because they've got access to that cavalry archer line again, will they commit to cavalry archers? And if they do so, we're going to see a very Hun effect, where knights are going to be effective in the early game. As soon as those knights start to turn into a little bit of fodder for a death bowl of cavalry archers that comes out, that's where we're going to see the trouble. So, I think a knight play transition into cavalry archers could be effective, but it is going to take a lot of tech research to actually be able to make this work, which is probably where the hard thing comes in. But that said, remembering the free attack line, if they get the armor upgrades, they're in a good place, but still, it's a lot to commit to. So, whether or not you commit to cavalry archers straight at castle age is going to be the question or not. And the reason cavalry archers are so viable is they don't cost too much now, which is nice. They are still expensive, but nowhere near as cheap as the Huns, but the Huns have been balanced quite a bit, so that's nice. And it looks like we are going to see the wall off here as well, so it looks like that should be Lierey's full wall off. Yeah, awesome. And it looks like he's doing some poking and prodding down here, so both players at the moment going to mostly just be doing some poking and prodding, try and do the damage, but not really be able to do too much. And there comes the extra bit of palisade that we're going to see. And over here, we're going to see the same kind of strategy. Man, this is just such a nice set as well. I am just loving the new building sets. Like, I've seen them on, like, Steam before, but never in competitive play like this. It's just so nice, you know? Daut going down with wheelbarrow as well. So, the big thing with cavalry archers we're going to see is going to be the unique tech, recurved bow. Now, the reason this is really, really big is it's going to add +1 attack, which is, you know, pretty cool. But the thing being, it's going to give it +1 range, which means they're going to be extremely effective at not only just dealing with villagers like normal, but they're also going to be able to go up against a lot of other archer units. They're going to go up against mangonels, onagers, everything more effectively, around TCs, around castles, things like that. They can be able to do a lot more picking off. So, if that does happen, it means we're going to be able to basically just see this giant cavalry archer death ball. And if someone goes knights in this, they're really going to have to do a lot of damage early on to actually make it worth it. Otherwise, those cavalry archers just kind of stomp all over this thing. But the good news about that is, it means someone's going to have to drop a castle, and whoever gets recurve bow earliest is going to have a huge advantage. So, theory being here, someone drops a nice early castle, they either place it defensively, get recurve eventually, and go out and attack and push out with, you know, cavalry archers. The other one being, they go forward, drop a forward aggressive castle, keep going into cavalry archers. The other one being knight spam and monks. So that's kind of the options I'm seeing at the moment, because scouts at the moment seeing like super effective strategy. Looks like we have seen Liereyy already click up to castle age, so doing really well there already. Daut looks like he's going to be a little bit behind in terms of that. Gold mining going down for Liereyy as well. But let's have a quick look at the eco, see exactly what's going on. So Daut overall, he's looking at 32 villages, so pretty strong there. Only 1 idle at the moment and 3 military. Over for Liereyy, he's got 32 as well, despite the fact he has actually got an earlier uptime, which is nice. He's going to be roughly about a minute up, which is just awesome in terms of being able to get your castle up, depending on whether he decides to go for knights or boom, which is going to be the big question more than anything. Daut is going up after this as well, is a little bit behind in the terms of villager count, I guess, so not really the best thing there. And we see the double archery range going down from Daut nice and early as well, so it looks like we will be seeing a cavalry archer transition for him. Whether or not decides to mix some knights in, who knows. Liereyy, on the other hand, he's still sitting on singular stables, so really, probably expecting an extra TC to go up, maybe one over here, one over here. Daut whether or not he decides to commit into the double TC or not, I don't know, just because he's already got the double range up, so from there, going to be able to have to try and produce all these cavalry archers, which, as we know, are quite expensive units. Daut going down with fletching, so there's definitely the cavalry archer commitment there, if the double archery didn't throw you off enough. From there, wouldn't surprise me if we do see some extra TCs kind of go down from Daut eventually, because as soon as he notices that Lierey's kind of sitting back at home, waiting for all this to kind of just go down so he can get ready to go, that's where it's going to happen. It looks like we are going to see actually an aggressive town center. Well, not so much an aggressive town center, but a forward town center, I guess, out. Going to be able to secure this gold here as well. Just judging by the fact we didn't see a lumber camp, and he has, a gold camp, and he hasn't actually walled this back off. And are we going to see an extra TC? There we go, on the stone as well. So it looks like we could see a potential castle from him there as well. Monastery going down, so it looks like he is getting ready to either defend from knights or think about an early uptime. But early uptime, looking at the resource he got there, just not going to be possible, sadly. So in a good position there to kind of get the boom going, which is really, really nice. Daut, on the other hand, what are we looking at? So still got his blacksmith, double range. No, I don't think we're going to be seeing too much. Is he going to commit to the cavalry archers, or is he going to commit to, there's the double cavalry archer, getting 1 TC down, potentially going to be able to get a second in a sec as well. Just needs to do a good wood drop off. And I think that's what we're going to see from these villages. Yep. So we're going to see double town center going down for Daut. We've got double town center already down for Liereyy. That said, it looks like Lierey's going to be playing a much more eco game here. Going to really rely on his kind of defense that he's got going on. That said, he has got a very well set out base for his defensive style. Got the barracks and the palisades dropping this section here. Got more wall off over here. Plus, he's going to have the town center here to defend anything coming through. He's going to have the town center over here to defend anything coming through. So really the only section he's got that's going to be kind of an issue is this one here. And even then, he can continue to wall that off if he needs be. So we should see a huge commitment into that at the moment from Liereyy. That said, he is getting some knights out. So he might be going for a little bit of a knight play here. That free forging tech going to be awesome. Going to get the +2 attack on them nice and quickly. Husbandry going down for Daut. Daut already got Bodkin Arrow as well, so he is committing to the cavalry archers a lot more. As far as villager counts go, we're 39 for Liereyy, 35 for Daut, so still very, very close in terms of what we're going to be able to see there. That said, the K to Ds at the moment looking pretty good as well, so we haven't really seen too much go down. It's really just been a constant battle for map control at this point. And it looks like those knights might be just about getting ready to move out, actually, just looking at where they're kind of positioning to. Monk is out, so it looks like he's trying to collect up some of the relics as well. Nice and early relics can be a really good place. We can see Scale Barding going down for Liereyy, so we might see a little bit of a Knight Scout commit here, depending on exactly if he can get some poking and prodding on, because Daut just so walled in, and that's probably the thing with, I guess, Knights. You need to get in there before you can do the damage. That said, they do have a huge amount of damage output straight away. They've got a 10+2 at the moment, 2-2 armor, 100 HP without any bloodlines or anything like that. So in a really, really good place to really be able to do some damage. Daut moving out with some cavalry archers already, though. That Bodkin Arrow has been done, so in a good place. Bowsaw on the way as well. And this is going to be super, super interesting. There goes Liereyy, got his relic in play now. That should be the one we're looking at. Hopefully going to go collect the rest as well, because it'll put him in a really good spot. There we go. Liereyy does know the cavalry archers are coming now. The scout has been taken out, so he knows exactly what's coming. We can see the spearmen coming forward for Daut as well. Hopefully going to be able to get a few good jabs in there against that cavalry. And there we go. Husbandry going down for Liereyy as well. So really good play here overall. Both players doing a good job with their economy. 54 villages for Liereyy and 48 for Daut. I'm going to speed things along here just a little bit, because it looks like we are going to be seeing a little bit of a macro game here for a while. Eventually we will see a collision, and looks like the cavalry archers just going to have the range to really take out. Whoop. He's going to get a good pick there. That's just really smart play from Daut. Moving around, doing a good amount of scouting, realizing what his range is, and putting him in a good spot. The Knights, though, going to charge in, and of course the cavalry archer is going to be able to run off, but at the same time, they're just not going to do too much damage to those Knights, because we do have the +1 down on them at the moment. The cavalry archer is only doing 7 damage, whereas the Knights will be absorbing 3 of that straight away. So going to be in a really good place, and actually taking 2 of them out on the retreat. Another one very, very low. Oh, that is some phenomenal micro there. Some phenomenal game sensor micro. That's amazing. Liereyy, of course, taking out the cavalry archer, realizing the other one only had 2 HP left, pulling him back, attacking it off again. Absolutely outstanding play. So looking at the map right now, this hill's probably going to be key for Daut. If he can hold this hill here, should be in a really good place to defend most of his base, because if he can keep his opponent having to push up this, the last thing you want to do with Knights is actually push up in on top of those cavalry archers. You really want to try and catch them unaware, because those kind of extra hits that the cavalry archers are going to get in, really, really big deal. You don't want to have to deal with that unless you have to, just because your army's going to be going in, not half-cocked, but basically on half the damage they shouldn't have already. Bloodline's going down for Liereyy, and it looks like we're not seeing too much of a... That said, he's starting to commit to those Knights, but there goes, yeah, archery range. So it looks like he will be transitioning into those cavalry archers, which is kind of what I said, so I'm a little bit proud of myself here, actually, that I managed to call that one correctly. So we've got the cavalry archers still sitting out the front. Looks like we have a pretty big army now from Daut, actually. 15 units on the field. That said, we do have 14 military from Liereyy as well, or 15, so we are even and even. So we're going to see an engagement here. Looks like a little bit of an engagement. No ballistics yet by the looks of things, so that basically meaning that these Knights are going to be able to get away pretty scot-free. Good split there, and yeah, there we go. Looks like we are seeing the monks try and move out to get all this, and probably the best thing with Knights as well, if you do know how to play them well, if you've watched some earlier Timrex, things like that, you know that the way Knights are played with generally a couple of monks behind them, go in, smash your opponent, absolutely raid the hell out of them, come back, heal up, do it again, and just you get the most life you can out of units. And oh, 2 monks going down there, that's going to hurt. Did get the 2 converts, but don't think it was really worth it there in the end. Chain Barding is going down for Liereyy as well, so the Knight's going to be in a really good place to defend out against this as well. And it looks like the cavalry archers are on their way. So how are we looking pop-wise again? 80 villages for Liereyy, 72 for Daut, so Daut falling behind just a little bit now. And there we go, another relic down for Liereyy as well, so getting 2 in play, or 3 now actually, so really good play by him. Going to have that slight trickle of gold the entire game. Currently up by about 400 points, so looking very, very tight overall. 83 villages for Liereyy, 75 for Daut. Military is dead even, 21-20. Liereyy just in the kind of advanced stages at the moment. And there we go, the archery ranges are getting dropped down. Daut looking like he's getting just about ready to go up into Imperial, just about has the resource count he needs. We can see University is down, we can see the double archery range still on the Produce. Market going down as well, might be planning on actually buying his way up, depending on exactly how this one goes out. And more cavalry archers on the way, wouldn't be surprised to see more archeries get dropped down a little bit more aggressively later on. Liereyy, though, already up to 4 ranges, so going to be in a really good place here. Padded Archer Armor, and there's Liereyy clicking up to Imperial already, so in a good place here. Really good place, actually. Padded Archer Armor going down, so going to be ready to get those Cavalry Archers nice and beefed up now. And the Knights probably going to start switching away from them. So he did his nice transition into Knights from Scouts. Now he's going to slowly phase them out as he starts to come into these Cavalry Archers. The good news is, though, with those Knights, if he does manage to keep them alive, it's going to kind of make it a little bit harder for Daut to move Skirmishers into the mix, because he's going to be committing to that, whereas the Knights are going to start eating them alive, kind of thing. Ballistics going down for Daut as well. Looks like he's going to do a little bit of poking and prodding. Those monks going to be great right now just to be able to see his opponent coming. Because if you have not seen the range on a monk recently, here you go. This is kind of what you're looking at, guys. Absolutely amazing for line of sight. Being able to heal up his units as well. A nice little extra bonus. So I'll go back again once we see that one. But both players go up into Imperial. Daut only just going for Bloodlines now. Bodkin Arrow is going down for Liereyy, so going to be in a good place to kind of contend against Daut here. Both of them going to be very, very even in terms of upgrades. However, no armor at the moment for Daut. So we are going to see Liereyy soak up a little bit of that extra damage, especially the fact he's already got Bloodlines as well. Both players are going to be up into Imp very, very soon. And Liereyy looks like he's just about got the resources to drop a castle. So recurve bow going to 100% be possible. Wouldn't surprise me if we do see a little bit more of a defensive castle come up for him just at the moment, because he has been playing a really kind of laid-back game at the moment. Daut looks like he has no resource there. Is he taking stone at all? Just starting to take stone now, so we hopefully should see him drop a castle as well, because that recurve bow going to be a big deal. Lierey's starting to drop his castle already. Extra archery range is going down for Daut as well. Where's he going? So it has gone for the defensive front castle here. Like I was saying earlier, he's kind of got this area defended with the TC. Same goes for this section over here. Getting that castle up here is going to pretty much reinforce this weaker part of his base at the moment. If he can get that nice and tight, he's going to be in a good place. Imperial is just a couple of seconds away now, and it looks like we're seeing pretty much all the upgrades going down. So both players are going to be colliding with massive armies here at the moment. They're going to have massive amounts of tech behind them, so going to be in a really good place here to see some good, just amazing battles, guys. Again, taken away by how nice these sets are. Like, they just look absolutely beautiful. And it looks like we see Daut is going to move out. He's got Thumb Ring just on the way now. Heavy Cavalry Archer going down for Liereyy. He's there. Ballistics is done. Hopefully we should see Recurve Bow in a minute as well. But the Heavy Cavalry Archer going to be a big deal. And hopefully we should see all those extra upgrades come down any second now, because I believe we are missing a couple of upgrades as well. Bracer, there we go. Chemistry on the way for Daut, and Bracer on the way for Daut as well. No Heavy Cavalry Archer just yet. No Pythian Tactics, I believe, as well. Plus no Recurve Bow. So it's going to be interesting to see the order players do upgrades in, because it's going to kind of give it a little bit of a difference there, just because Liereyy going down with Chemistry now. It's going to be interesting to see what the way the kind of upgrades get rebalanced, because there's always been a certain order to kind of do things in to get maximum value. However, Recurve Bow and all that can add hopefully a little bit of difference to this one. So he's got his maximum attack he's going to get there without Recurve. He's got his extra range as well, which is nice. But Pythian Tactics going down as well. He's got his first armor upgrade on them. Still needs a couple of armor upgrades. Daut's got his second armor upgrade. And overall, the Heavy Cavalry Archer probably going to be the big difference maker at the moment. Daut, that said, is going to have this hill at the moment, so going to be a good place to push this back. Liereyy, of course, not wanting to engage that one at the moment. If he did have the hill, he probably would have gone for it, because he does have the tech advantage, so he will be getting a better trade overall. But at the same time, we're looking very, very even. 105 villages for Liereyy, 102 to Daut, 42 military for Liereyy, and only 36 for Daut. So that's where we're seeing the real difference right now. Overall, in terms of efficiency, can't really say. Daut coming down with Heavy Cavalry Archer, a leather armor going down for Liereyy as well. Chemistry just finishing up, and it looks like Heavy Cavalry Archer for Daut going to be done any minute now as well. Daut is going down with the castle on the frontier as well, and there's Recurve Bow. So Recurve Bow is starting to go down. This will make a big difference. Starting to camp this hill in the front as well. Kind of surprised Daut did decide to abandon it. However, that said, with the castle coming up here, he will be trying to force any engagement over here he kind of can. So it looks like we will see a little bit of a trade here. Villager going to get caught out a little bit there, soak up a little bit of damage. Not really exactly what was intended, I'm sure. Recurve Bow, though, the big difference here going to be, he's going to be able to back off up this hill, and if Daut doesn't notice, he's going to be able to keep shooting, and if Daut doesn't move, yes, look at this, all his units are moving forward now as well to try and compete with this one. They're not getting the full shots there. The Knight's just soaking up so much damage. Recurve Bow actually doing work. Pythian Tactics only just on the way down now. So we are seeing a really, really good place for upgrades now. Daut going down with Hound Cart, and it looks like we're pretty close here overall. Liereyy going to hang out and camp this hill for a minute by the looks of things. Daut moving out, trying to find some more gold sources. Looks like he has moved out to the left of the map as well, plus the right over here. So really trying to kind of set himself up for the late game, kind of expecting a very long-running game, I guess, at this point. That said, though, Lierey's looking really good with some upgrades. Mercenary's going down, so his Magyars Hussar is going to cost next to, well, no gold, actually. So going to put him in a good place to kind of the trash war as well. So he's going to be able to pad the army out really, really well with some Magyars Hussars. I don't know if he has the castle count to really be able to pump him out too much, though, but there's no other reason really to kind of... There we go, castle's going down over here as well. Lierey's still just camping this hill at the front, so going to be in a good spot to push, well, I guess just hold from Daut being able to push out. If he can hold this hill in the center here, Daut really can't go around him to kind of try and get out, because his base is still relatively undefended when you think about it. The amount of heavy cavalry archers he's got here with the damage on them, going to be able to really hold it really well. Ring archer armor coming down as well, so going to get the final armor upgrade on these guys at the moment. Going to have some huge armor on them, going to have a huge amount of damage. The range bonus at the moment, 4+4 compared to the 4+3 of Daut. This is just looking really, really good for Liereyy right now. He's got the upgrade counts. He seems to know the new civs pretty well, just judging by the way he's played this one out. His transition was very good. We can see, looks like Liereyy is moving out across the map, trying to find an extra gold source. Daut already scouting it though, so works out kind of well. There we do have an extra buy of stone, so Liereyy getting more of these guys out at the moment. Hopefully we'll see some of those beautiful, beautiful Magyars Hussars soon, and it looks like he will pick these guys off over here, and eventually hopefully get a castle up, I'm guessing, on this hill over here, just so he can kind of secure it. Recurve bow is going down for Daut, so Daut finally getting that research in play as well. Looking at the armor on these guys, you got 1+4, 0+6, 80 HP, 7+5 attack, 4+4 range. These cavalry archers are ridiculous. Plate barding going down as well for Liereyy. So there's the beautiful Magyars Hussar as well. 2+2 on the armor there. 9+4 on the attack. 90 HP. Really good position for him at the moment. If he can kind of fill his army out with these guys, use them to kind of just pad out, take a little damage, soak it all up, considering they're going to be costing him essentially just trash resources, going to be in a great place to really hold this one. Looks like a lot of villagers did get killed off over here, so has forced him off this one. And defensive castle going down for Liereyy on this gold over here, so potentially going to get a trebuchet or something out as well to hopefully try and deal with this situation. Treb is already on the way. And Treb at the front as well, so hopefully going to be able to get rid of this castle on the front. Are seeing a big engagement here by the looks of things as well. A lot of villagers going to go down for Daut, just judging by the amount of cavalry archers here. We do see at the moment 43 military for Liereyy, 26 for Daut, 137 villagers for Liereyy, 110 for Daut. Liereyy playing an amazing game, and it looks like he's about to lose a lot more villagers as well. Look at the death over here, guys. Just death and destruction. There was a huge battle over here as well that we saw go down. And Magyars Hussars, the trebuchets out. As I've always say about trebuchets, they're amazing for making engagements. Anyone fighting against that trebuchet will have to push into it. You can't just kind of sit and wait it out, wait for him to come to you. You have to go deal with that trebuchet, and I think that's exactly what Liereyy is planning here. He's kind of sitting on this hill, using that trebuchet to force the engagement. More archery ranges coming up on the front, so the replen time for Liereyy going to be in a really, really good place. Nearly 1,000 points up as well, but we are about to see the damage. What are we seeing? We are seeing exactly equal cavalry archers right now. The Magyars Hussars hopefully going to be able to move in, get some of that. Soul 300 stone as well, so it looks like he is really starting to commit to it at the moment. 194 population for Liereyy, 149, 150 for Daut. There is a huge difference here. Lierey's just starting to get away with this game. Trebuchets at the moment, there's a war going down on the top side. There's a war in the middle at the moment, and Daut just cannot find a way to kind of push in against this at the moment. He's having trouble. Liereyy using the market to balance out his eco as best as possible. Scale barding going down for Daut, light cavalry going down for Daut, and he just can't hold up against this castle now. We are going to see a little bit of engagement here, because this castle is just not going to stay up. He has to move in with the cavalry archers, but the numbers from Liereyy are just too great. As soon as he pushes in against this, I think he's going to realize it's starting to get towards GG territory. Daut just does not have the units in play to really be able to deal with it right now. The army is getting higher for Daut. Liereyy is losing a couple of units here to a little bit of just misfortune, I guess, a little bit of mismicro. But this is looking like it's going to be an issue. Elite Magyars Hussar on the way as well. And that's a lot of kills there. That is a lot of freebies for Liereyy in a really good situation. Has taken down the castle on the front here. However, did lose his own castle, and it looks like he could potentially lose these 3 trebuchets as well to 2 light cavalries. Not exactly what you want to see. Liereyy still camping out this hill in the center here, trying to get as much damage done as he can. That castle still up somehow. Daut really committing to keeping that one up, and it looks like we are about to see the commitment now. Is he going to go up on top? And it looks like this is what we're going to be seeing. Starting to get a little bit of damage there. Magyars Hussars on their way in. Like I said, soaking up quite a bit of that damage. And the hill bonus here for Liereyy going to be absolutely huge. As far as army count goes, looking at 54 for Liereyy, 38 for Daut. Wow, Daut is actually losing units at a very, very quick rate here. Going to have to be very, very careful against what he's up against. The cavalry archers of Liereyy are actually just tearing him apart right now. 52 military for Liereyy, 29 for Daut. 52 military for Liereyy, 25 for Daut. And Daut realizing this is exactly what's what's going down now, and he can't push into this one. He does not have the eco to really be able to hold off against this one. Liereyy realizing that and kind of taking full advantage. 188 pop to the 129 of Daut. Daut just not able to sustain the same kind of army for as long as Liereyy at the moment, finishing at a good 3,000 points in front. Absolutely phenomenal game. Couldn't be happy with the way Lierey's kind of played this one out. He had this base up in here ready to go, ready to start raiding as well, so in a really good place. Hopefully you enjoyed the game, guys. I'm always down for things like this. I'll see you in the next one.